Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Shelby. Welcome back to Seeds to Garden. Just a quick vlog today with some updates. So we are in the process of moving our composting bin. So we have one bin semi-cleared out. This is some good compost that we're going to sprinkle on top of our garden beds then. But we have one cleared out, one to go, and then these are going to come down and we're going to reuse those T-posts on the new trellising systems that we got. We're going to be trellising the entire back garden as well as trellising between these asparagus beds and the other garden beds. When asparagus is fern, they make an absolute mess and they fall into the other garden beds. So it is now over to this side and we're trying a cattle panel technique, which gives it a little bit more airflow, a little easier for us to move if need be. Yeah, so that's where the new compost is going. Currently today we are working on the chicken tractor for our birds that are coming in 2 weeks. And I have the wonderful job of putting up more poultry fencing. So our plan is to actually divide our property in half in the back space so that our chickens that we're going to have a new flock for are actually going to have a lot more space to be able to roam and eat ticks and things of that nature, because right now their space is pretty small. For 4 chickens it's not bad, but we are going to be getting a little over a dozen chickens by the end of it. So we bought another poultry fence. We're actually going to be putting it right at the edge of our property line here. So they will have all of this space to roam around. So it'll be nice. Currently laying out here, I don't know if you can see it in the grass, but it goes all the way down. And you have to put each of the poles together and space them accordingly. So I will do a review on the fencing behind me. We have the non-shock poultry fencing and we also have shock poultry fencing. The shock fencing we're actually using around our gardens right now. We're not using that for poultry. And we don't really feel the need to do a shock fence because there is a coop with a door so the chickens are safe at night. And during the day, they usually don't have too many issues with predators, and I work from home, so I'm pretty much here if anything were to happen. But we do like this poultry fencing. It is from Premier One. One thing that really bothered me is in the initial setup, the spacing that they recommended for the poles in the instructions is not correct. So if you follow those instructions, you actually run out of poles and get a ton of leftover fence that you can't put up because you ran out of poles. So we actually had to increase our spacing between our poles to be able to make it to the end. I forget what the spacing in the instruction says. I'll have to look at it and post it in the description below. But that is not the correct spacing. We actually ran out of poles by the end of it. So we put 21 cubes between our poles, and that actually got us to the end. I'm not sure why the instructions say to do it the way they tell you. I think it was only like 15 or something they said between it, and we had a ton left over. So I'm going to be doing the same spacing for that one. So that's what I get the liberty of doing today. Update. So I managed to get all the poles all the way down. We are just putting the caps on all of them, and then we're going to line it up. I think we're going to have a little extra of netting than what we expected, so we might even be able to go up a little ways up to the driveway a little further so that they have a little more space yet, because ultimately we want chickens to be able to forage and also keep down the tick population and things like that. So I'm okay keeping them in this area as much as they want. What I want to keep them away from is our driveway, because they like to defecate all over our driveway. They like to get into my garden beds and they just run amok of the place. They like to try and go out front where the road is. So They can have as much grass back here as they want. I don't have any issue with that, but I don't want them in my garden beds. So if I can give them a little bit more space, then I will. More to come. When we get it up, I will do another update. So just a quick vlog today with an update. I might post a little more later, but until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey y'all. Day 2 of this vlog. I think I'm just going to start piecing it together because there's just little snippet videos. But we finished that chicken fence. It goes all the way across our yard now. They are happy as a clam. You can see them out there. And then for day 2, we've been working on this chicken pen for our meat birds. We have 20 broiler hens and 2 turkeys coming. They're gonna be here mid-April. So we got pretty far with this the last 2 days. My husband built the frame, and then we just put chicken wire all the way around it. We still have 2 or 3 pieces of chicken wire to put on the roof. It's nothing fancy, but it is hopeful. Got a lock on the door. And the plan is to have a tarp that we can put over the top of this. If it gets too hot, we can pull it off. If it gets a little rainy, we can put it on. And we're just going to pull this around the yard. So it's pretty nice. Like I said, my husband built that frame yesterday. We just put the top conduit on. We're now putting all that chicken wire across the top. So we'll probably just finish it up tomorrow, and that'll be it. I will link below the book that my husband decided to purchase that has all of the schematics for it, but he didn't seem super impressed with the actual book that he purchased. It has really great instructions for supplies and cutting measurements and things of that nature, but there was a lot of pieces that it seemed to not explain well when he was actually building it. So if you're pretty crafty, you can pretty much YouTube it. This is a very common design. You could probably replicate it yourself. But it was rather inexpensive, even with lumber prices the way that they are. We had a lot of the chicken wire ourselves already. Nice little thing that we made today. So more updates in the coming vlog. But till next time, see you in the next video. Hey y'all. So we are doing an update on our chicken shawl here. Chicken shawl? Chicken tractor. So we officially finished putting all of the chicken wire on the top of the roof. We also topped it off with a tarp so that the chickens will be dry. And it's just zip tied on, so if it gets too hot, we can always just cut the zip ties and give them some air. But we did attach a rope to the front of it so that it can be pulled around, and there is going to be an electric wire that goes all the way across to just keep predators at bay. But it turned out pretty nice. It's pretty dry and spacious, so I think that the chickens and the turkeys will have plenty of space and will be happy and healthy. What do you think? Was it easy build, I guess?
Yeah.
Pretty easy. So, it wasn't too bad. We'll probably do a review on it after using it for a little while. Just start to finish the build versus actually functionality. But it wasn't too bad. Not too many supplies, pretty cheap. And we built it in a weekend, so we'll give you more of an update once we actually get the birds in there, and we'll let them tell you what they think of it. But until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Bye. at them trying to figure out how to get out. Is that really not enough space for you? 4 tiny little chickens.